So what can we do with this? We've got it all set up really sweet. There's some fun things that you can do now. So let's go ahead, go into your 3D tutorials file, create a new composition. And this composition we're going to call your last name, first initial, and 3D more. Make sure that it is the HD TV 720 29.97 once again. 5 seconds duration. Say OK. Now you want to open your source and type your full name. So go up to source. And here, instead of just your first name, you want to double click, select all the text, type your full name. And select all of the text and change the font to something that would look good on stone, so something that looks incised. So Trajan or copperplate would be good. So copperplate looks like this. Trajan, and I only have Trajan Pro here. Looks like that. And we want to bring it down in size so it fits in the space. That looks good. And Command-S to save that. Duplication comp has your full name in it. So if you come into here, there's your full name. So Command-S, and in the duplication comp now, we want to go to our final text comp. We want to go to the top layer and remove all the effects. And now we want to apply the effect Emboss. You can find that under Effects, Stylize, Emboss. Let's save that. Now go to the 3D More comp. Now we're going to start importing a few things that I had given you. Now you can use any JPEG that you want as long as you've already worked on it in Photoshop to make it 1280 by 720 and make sure that it's in RGB. I'm going to bring in one of the Mount Rushmore JPEGs. So import file, and I'm going to go to my Mount Rushmore. Now they use the black and white one or the color one. Let's go with the black and white one, I think. I'm going to drag that down here, and we're going to make that 3D. That will be our background layer. We want to pull the 3D comp, final text. And then we have to put it in front of Mount Rushmore. And click on Collapse Transformations. And make that one also 3D. And then we're going to move it to position -150 in the Z field. And then we want to save that. Now I'm going to go back into my final text. I'm going to double click on source. So I'm now in my single layer text source comp. And I'm going to twirl down my layer, and I'm going to select Animate, Enable Per Character 3D. And now I'm going to add an animator for position. Under Advanced, so go to the range selector, and under Advanced, you want to have this based on characters excluding spaces. Turn on the keyframing for the start. And for the position coordinates, let's fly that up so we can see this better. For the position coordinates, type in -700, -400, and -1000. Now we want to go to the 4-second mark and drag the start to 100%. And let's Command Save. Do a RAM preview. Now you see you don't have to wait for the spaces to move on because we are excluding spaces, so that's going to be much better. Okay. Command Save. Now we want to import the audio file, Industry Chiseling Tile. Open. Drag that down. And now we can open this out to look at the waveform. And we can look at our keyframes. We're going to move this out a little bit, because what we're going to do is first we're going to add a keyframe everywhere one of the letters is fully visible. Okay, there's one. Now add a keyframe. There's another. Add a keyframe. Now you notice that my name has more letters than there are moments of time where there's sound. You can tell that from looking at the waveform, and I'll play that in a moment so you can see. Now the last existing keyframe will stand for the last letter in your name, because that is when 100% of the motion has occurred, so the name is there. There you go. Now, if you do a RAM preview, so what we want to do is we're going to line those up. So, first I'm going to move this a little bit out. There we go, and I'm going to go to where I know there's a sound. I know there's a sound there, and I can check that by pressing Command and scrubbing. There is the sound, so I'm going to move this keyframe back to there. And there's another click. You know, sometimes the keyframes jump. The keyframe disappeared. Okay. Sometimes the keyframes jump, so you have to reposition them. See, that's what happened to that one. It went back there. It's crazy. Wondered where it went. So you gotta watch out. Sometimes these keyframes jump around when you're trying to reposition them with this. You can leave that lined up with that. I'll leave this one there. What are these sounds? Just some tinkling noises. So I'm going to drag this down again, or I can duplicate it one way or another. And I want another about there. So as long as I get to choose, I'm going to choose the waveform starting. That would be a good place. I can fly this back up so it doesn't interfere with what I'm doing. Okay, that should do it. Save that. Now the sound will get really loud when we put it in the duplicated scene, but now let's run preview. Okay, save that. And now, if you go into the 3D More scene, the text is gone because we've got the animator on it. And let's go ahead and add a light. Spotlight, that looks good. Casting shadows. And let's position it. And then we'll make sure that the final text its asterisk on, so it should cast the shadow, and let's see what that does. Now to test, just to have a partial RAM preview, just to record it, I'll just show you so far. You see it's very loud, so two things I'm going to suggest here. We will make the light brighter. Put it to intensity, whoa, not that high. Intensity of about 110. In order to keep it from being too loud, you can go to Final Text and turn off the sound for every but the top. And then it won't be quite as loud. And that's about it.